The Key to True Happiness. Lessons from Mosiah 2:41. In a world where the pursuit of happiness is often linked to material wealth, social status, or fleeting pleasures, the scriptures offer a timeless and profound perspective on what true happiness really means. One such insight can be found in Mosiah 2:41, where King Benjamin teaches that happiness comes from living in harmony with God's commandments. This verse holds a powerful lesson for all of us today as we seek lasting joy and fulfillment. The key to true happiness in Mosiah 2:41. King Benjamin, in his address to his people, shares a crucial principle for living a life full of joy, and moreover, I say unto you that if ye do this, ye shall be blessed with a temporal blessing, and also with a spiritual blessing. The this he refers to is serving God and keeping his commandments. King Benjamin goes on to explain that those who are faithful and obedient to God's laws will experience true happiness, both in this life and in the life to come. In essence, the key to happiness lies in aligning our lives with divine principles. Temporal and spiritual blessings. True happiness isn't just a fleeting feeling but a state of being that encompasses both temporal, earthly, and spiritual blessings. King Benjamin emphasizes that when we choose to live in accordance with God's will, we can enjoy peace and prosperity in our lives. Temporal blessings may come in the form of health, a strong family, financial stability, and overall well-being. These blessings are a reflection of God's love for us and his desire for us to live fulfilling lives. However, King Benjamin doesn't stop there. He also teaches that those who serve God receive spiritual blessings, peace of mind, contentment, and an eternal perspective that transcends the trials and hardships of mortal life. This spiritual happiness is rooted in a deeper connection to God and his plan for our lives, which sustains us in times of difficulty. Service as a path to happiness. A significant part of Mosiah 2:41's message is the emphasis on service to others. King Benjamin teaches that true happiness is not a selfish pursuit but is found in loving and serving our neighbors. When we serve others, we become more like Christ, and in doing so, we invite his peace into our lives. The act of selflessly giving of ourselves brings a profound sense of joy, because it aligns us with God's purpose for us. Eternal happiness. The joy that comes from following God's commandments and serving others is not just temporary, it has eternal ramifications. Mosiah 2:41 teaches that happiness is not just about what we experience in this life but also about the promises of eternal life that await us if we remain faithful. This eternal perspective helps us to see beyond the trials and tribulations of today and to focus on the bigger picture, our eternal happiness with God. Living the principle. To experience the happiness described in Mosiah 2:41, we must actively choose to align our lives with God's will. This means living a life of service, obeying his commandments, and nurturing our relationship with him. By doing so, we invite both temporal and spiritual blessings into our lives, leading us to a deeper, more lasting sense of joy. As we strive to live in accordance with the teachings of Mosiah 2:41, we will find that happiness is not something we chase after or accumulate, but something that comes naturally as we focus on loving God and others. True happiness is a byproduct of a life lived with purpose, service, and devotion to God's will. Conclusion. In conclusion, the key to true happiness lies in living a life aligned with God's commandments, serving others, and maintaining an eternal perspective. As King Benjamin teaches in Mosiah 2:41, when we follow God's will, we are promised both temporal and spiritual blessings that will bring us lasting joy. True happiness is not found in wealth, fame, or material possessions, but in the simple acts of loving and serving God and our fellow beings. By making this the foundation of our lives, we can experience the kind of happiness that transcends all circumstances and lasts for eternity.